Hello, 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 crafty friends. We are just about to get going with our Under the Tree class today. This one's really fun and exciting because I always love it when I can get a whole bunch of cards from one kit. And you need to get my computer so I can see the chat comments, please.
I'm working on it.
Okay, Bryce is still bringing up my screen right now. I can't see your chat comments, but I will greet you properly momentarily.
You can say hi to Alice, Betty, Brenda, Mary.
Oh, hello, Alice, Betty, Brenda, and Mary.
Annette.
Annette's out there too. Hello, Annette. I know Thelma's out there because I just talked to her. Hi, Thelma. Thelma's computer won't let her chat, but she's out there. So, hello, friend. Oh, let's take a look while Bryce is still working on the logistics here for me. Let's take a look at what should be in your kit if you have one today. Of course, we got our envelopes for all 6 of our cards, and those are there. Set those aside. Excuse me. We have 4 sheets of mirror board. This is like the A6 mirrors. We have 1 5x7 card and 5 A6 European A6 cards. We have our beautiful topper set. They outdid themselves with this one. This is gorgeous. Really, really pretty. We've got basically 4 toppers on that page. With this beautiful border treatment on this one. I think that's gorgeous. And this is the piece from which we're going to get 4 cards. So, love this one too. Beautiful, beautiful. In addition, in our kit, you have some of this wonderful, really beautiful woven iridescent ribbon. You've got a nice long piece of that for tying our bows up for this kit. Boy, I love that color. We now have that available, excuse me, in the Brits Bargains. It's available at a 1/4 inch size, so you can tie a loopy bow, one with several loops to it in this color. And it's on Brits Bargain right this moment, as of the date this is recorded, for those who are looking at this later. And you've got some red jewel dazzles. You've got a Christmas greeting for one of our cards. You have a small Merry Christmas and a corner treatment. And you have some rhinestones, as well as foam squares. So you got a little bit of everything in this kit. I think I'll put these back so I don't manage to lose them on my work table here, which I usually do. There we are here to turn the volume down on the TV. It's just continuing to repeat. Aha! I got it.
Again, I can't find the mute button on here.
Well, it was on the TV, not on the computer. So now I can see you. Hi, guys. Hi, Darlene, yes. Darlene and Kim. Hi, Kim. And do we have Katie there today? Oh, Katie's with us too. Hello, Katie. And let's see, Mary and Nona. Hi, Nona. Nice to see you. And Betty Gosno. And Alice. And hi, everybody.
Mary asked if this kit is sold out.
No.
It's supposed to be.
What's that?
Shouldn't be.
No, it shouldn't be sold out. I believe we still have them on the website. And you should be able to get this one. So we will make sure that is up and operational for you. Hi, Brenda. Okay, so we've seen the contents of the kit. I think we should just get going, don't you? Let's take a look at our cards we're going to make today. I think we'll start with our largest card. Let's start with this 5x7. It's sure pretty. Oh my gosh. I may time my bows at the beginning of class here so my bows can start drying. So here's the first of our European A6. And then we've got this one. We've got this one. We've got this one. You're saying, might say Merry Christmas or Season's Greetings. Either one's good. And we've got this one. So let's set the rest of these aside. Let me get out what I'm actually going to use for this card. Set the rest of those up out of my way a little bit here. It's sure nice to be with you guys today. I love the time we spend together. Give that to Brittany. Excuse my reach here, guys. I wanted to use up I have this whole packet of partially used little Hunkydory foam squares, and I decided instead of breaking into a new pack, I should use those. So we will. I'm going to get this out, and I'm going to set this aside for the moment. We're going to need this upper left topper. As you can see, it's a 3-piece topper. You could easily make a shaker if you wanted to. Didn't happen to make a shaker out of this one, but you easily could. You know how at this point. If not, watch any one of our recent videos where we've made shaker cards. Add a piece of acetate, some foam tape, and some shaker components, and you would be ready to go with that. And then we're also going to use this little Merry Christmas tag that's right next to that one.
Mary says she sees the kits, but are the toppers, just the toppers available?
Good question. It is, let's see, do we know which one it is? Yes, we do. Just the topper is, can you want to look it up for me in the store? Go to Simply Special and look up the kit number is, you're typing over my screen.
Well,
That's okay.
What you told me to
ELEG 20-910. ELEG, it's not a, oh, I see, never mind, ELEG 910. Try it again, go back to the search button. See, you guys can get a little lesson in search while we're at it here. Go to the search on the black bar to find something, then type in ELEG 20, no space, there you go, dash 910. And do not hit enter. Well, it's not coming up. So it might be, if it is sold out as a separate topper set, I will get some more in for you. And let me also say that, what was I also going to say? I'll get some more in for you. Oh, and I will link this topper set in the newsletter. If it is available, I'll put it in the newsletter for you, okay?
Oh, Alice says, Mary, you can purchase just the topper set under Hunkydory Christmas 2020 Sparkle, and all the separate toppers are there. Oh,
is it there?
No.
Is it showing
Mary
available?
couldn't find it, so we'll have to look
Okay,
after the video.
it's fine. It's fine. We'll get you taken care of. Thank you, Alice, though. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Very good. That was a much better way to look at it, by the way.
You also had a question. Are there just separate videos for all bundles?
There's separate videos for all bundles. Not yet, but as we indicated, right now I started by doing all the ones that we were going to have actual classes with. I'm about halfway through the entire Craftiganza bundle at this point, and in fact I'm going to have Bryce start filming with me on the toppers that are not included in class kits, and we're going to do those downloads that we talked about. And I think we'll probably end up with more than one download per set. So for example, Christmas Sparkle. We'll quickly review those that we've already done in class just so we have a comprehensive set of all of the cards that were from that Christmas Sparkle. And then I'm going to go through with you. It's just going to be one of those brief videos like we did on the Craftigans, no, not the Craftigans, the Craft Stack that I did, the very first one I did for Christmas. It'll just be kind of a review of all the cards that I made, and I'll talk you through how I put them together. But we're going to have a download available that will cover all of the cards in the kit. Not everything's going to be available out here on YouTube. Some of them will be available for purchase through a download. But if you bought your Craftiganza kit from us, or you bought that luxury set from us, you automatically are going to get it. And what I'll do for you is send you an email that has your coupon code so that you order the download kit, and then you'll have a coupon code that makes it free for you. So that's how we're going to do those. So very soon you will have, we'll begin putting those download videos out there, and you'll be able to see all of the cards. I'm still working to get all of them done. Like I said, I started with the ones for class. So does that make sense what I'm saying? I hope it makes sense the way I'm explaining it. But for you, if you got it from us, you're going to be able to buy. You're going to be able to buy it for $0. If you didn't get your kit from us, you'll still be able to buy it. It just will cost you a couple dollars. So that's how we're going to do that. I wanted to do something extra special for those of you who are purchasers from our store as well. But I know, sometimes there's times you just can't get it from us. For example, we have a very loyal following of people from United Kingdom. It would not make sense for them to buy their set from us when they can, go right to Hunkydory in country and get it from them. And my price has to include getting it from UK here. So anyway, long answer to a short question. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this card. I love this card. It's beautiful, and it's simple, but it's gorgeous. Oh, I said I was going to tie my bows first. Let's get that done. I need a total of 2, I think. I need 2 bows and then a little piece of ribbon left to wrap around my card. So let's get that done first. Both of these bows happen to be triples. Got my trusty red bow maker here. And those of you who have not been through bow class yet, we do have one next Thursday night. Let's get your kit. We'll do our best to get it out to you in time, and I'm going to tie a 515 for those of you who have been through our bow class. But if you haven't gotten your bow maker yet, let's get on that class. I'll do my best to get it out to you in time for you to have your supplies to work with us live in class. So you're going to want to do that because you want to be able to have beautiful bows on your cards. That makes all the difference. As you can see, once again, we've included in this kit a nice long piece of ribbon. Way more than you're going to absolutely have to have for all these cards. Boy, I love this ribbon. I think I've said that like 40 times, but it's because I really love this ribbon. Okay, I'm going to pull that nice and tight before I take it off my comb. When I pull it off my comb, I'm going to have my triple bow. I'm going to reach inside here and pull out the other side, because it usually comes out so one side's showing and the other side's kind of tucked inside the big one. I'm going to pull that out. So I have a nice, pretty bow. For some reason it's trying to curl a little on me here. So I'm going to stick my finger inside it, kind of pull that out a little. Some people say, well, I don't know how you adjust them and make them pretty. Well, one way I adjust them and make them pretty is that I'm not particularly fussy with them. Sometimes you have to kind of manhandle it a little bit to make it do what you want to do, and it's okay. In the worst case, if it really flubs up, I pull it loose and I redo it. It's not that big a deal. You saw how long it took me to tie it. It's not a problem. Okay, so I've got one of my bows done here. I'm going to go ahead and clip the tail just a little bit on that one. I'll decide where I want it to be when I glue it onto my card. But in the meantime, remember, sometimes I cheat. I'm going to put a little piece of tape on the back to hold I always want to call them petals. They're not petals, but the loops of the bow out where I want them to be. So I'm going to put a piece of tape there. I'm going to put a piece of tape on the other side here. I've tried the triples, but they do not like me. Got my kit ready for bow class, though. Okay, yep, I'm going to help you, Andrea. Do you like Andrea or Andrea? Is it long A or short A? Is it Andrea? Andrea. Or do you care? I know I'm a Deborah. Do I want to be a Deborah or Deborah? I think I prefer Deborah, but, I answered anything polite. I've been in lots of different kinds of jobs in my life, and some of those jobs just a polite response. Long A. So is it Andrea? Andrea. Andrea. Yeah, now I still don't know. Long A. Andrea. Okay. I'll do my best. How's that? I'll just do my best. Yeah. But I'm going to take care of you. When we do our class, we'll talk about what, if any, okay, I will, we'll talk about any issues that you have when you're tying them, and we will make sure, and Andrea, okay. Okay. All right. Getting my best glue ever out here. You guys know that I love my best glue ever for putting on bows. And you've heard this so many times, I don't want to bore you, but I'm only using a little bit. Why? Because I want it to dry sometime today. I'll put a little bit around on it, but it's just going to be just tiny bits of glue, not a lot, so that when I'm ready to use it, it will be ready for me. Put my cap back on, and memories, separate videos for each topper. So I'm not reading. Okay, so Darlene wants to know, I'm going to purchase the Hunkydory Festive Memories 2020. That's what I was asking about. Are we having separate videos for each topper? We have separate videos, these kind of step-by-step videos for some of the cards. And some of the cards, Darlene, are going to be done in a download where I show you my finished cards and I talk you through what I did, but we don't necessarily go step by step. But you will see card samples for everyone. And I'll try and make my descriptions descriptive enough that you could follow those directions and make your cards yourself. And then when I do that, I stop long enough that you can really get a good view of the cards. So if you wanted to make your cards while you're using the download video, you're going to have it downloaded right onto your phone or onto your PC. And you will be able to just stop the video, make that card, move forward, make the next card if you want to. So I hope that helps. They won't all be done in classes like this one, but they will all be done with complete descriptions. And this is going to be our first time trying to download, by the way. we'll see how it goes. We'll do our first one. We'll get some feedback from you guys. I know you will tell me if it's not all working exactly what as you, where is the download? The downloads aren't out there yet, Darlene. As I said, I started by doing the ones that we're doing in classes, and I haven't completed all the cards yet for the downloads, but they will be soon. That's what I did with the Art Deco. Yes. No, you're fine, Darlene. You're not interrupting anything. You guys are out there. I'm out here for you. And if you have questions, you need to ask them, because that is why I'm here. That's why we're doing it as a live chat, because we want to be able to answer your questions and help you along the way. So the download's not quite there yet, but I'm getting close to being able to finish up. Bryce asked me, why haven't you finished just a single class? Why are you skipping all over the place? Well, it's because I promised you that I was going to do, because I promised you I was going to do 2 or 3 sets out of each class out of each kit in actual classes, and then I do the rest in the downloads. So I put my energy and attention initially on just getting these classes and the class kits done, and next the downloads. But I'm getting pretty close to being finished with 1 or 2, so we will definitely get those done soon. And I'm not going to, it's possible that we may not have a download for every class, although because I'm like halfway through all of the Crafty Cancer kits, I'm feeling more optimistic that I might be able to finish all of them. But everything I do a download on, you guys are going to get if you bought it from me, if you bought that kit from me. So like Darlene is buying 1 of the Crafty Cancer, you will be eligible to get the downloads for free on the one you bought from us. And what I'm going to do is create a separate email distribution for you for each one of those kits, and then I will send that email code out to you. So be sure you watch for those. It will come in a message that says important download code or something like that in the subject line of my email. So be sure you're watching for those, and be sure you're signed up for email. It'd be tragic to be ready to get your stuff and then not be able to get your code. So I'm glad you watch for our emails. By the way, speaking of emails, I want to say again that Earthlink and one of our other internet providers, not our internet providers, but another one of the internet providers, and looking out for spam, blocked a bunch of the emails that I've sent out within the last week. And sorry, really got this frog in my throat. The weather's been changing. The grass is getting tall, and then it gets dry, and the stuff blows around, and I sound more and more gravelly, but that's anybody who watches knows. In the spring I get allergies, in the winter I get allergies, in the fall I get allergies. So gravelly is kind of a way of life for me. So forgive me, but it's what happens. Taping this to keep my little loops right where I want them. I am not at all above cheating to make my bows look beautiful. I've noticed that it's not bad if I make them and I put them straight onto my card. They tend to hold where I want them to. But if they're off my card for any period of time, it just seems like the more I handle them, the more the little loops on the bow try to move around on me. And so I've just started taping them in place where I want them to be. Nobody will see that little cheat on the back, and it makes your life so much easier. Did Maria drop in? Hi, Maria. Welcome, welcome, friend. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I will get my glue on it, and we'll get going with this card.
Right, under the tree is in the store, under the Hunkydory Christmas 2020 Christmas Sparkle section.
Is it there
It is
available?
there, and there's now 6 of them showing available.
Oh, okay.
So we lost the category somehow.
Oh, so we got it now?
Yeah.
Okay, Bryce fixed it, Darlene, and there's 6 of these kits available under Christmas Sparkle. So grab what you want of those, friend, before they sell out, and because they tend to do that after we do the class. I'll get some more of them just in case, but yeah, we want you to be able to get them soon, because after we do this, you're going to be wanting to get started. And yes. Speaking of this ribbon, it's back. I hope you saw that in your email. If you did not get an email from me this morning, you may be one of the people who's blocked. And if so, contact me and I will help you get unblocked. One of the ways we can do that before the system deletes your email, which is what happens if it gets blocked more than once by the internet company, then our email program drops your name. I know, terrible thing, but that's what happens. So if you get dropped off, contact me. I'll help you get put back onto the system. And so like I said, you should have gotten an email this morning. This ribbon is back in stock. This one, the 1/2-inch red, is not in there. I need to finish my kits before I make available the ones that I have on this. But I do have the 1/4-inch available in this. So you can make loopy bows in this ribbon. And once again, if you don't remember how to make those loopy bows with like 4 or 5 loops on each side, tune into bow class on Thursday. We'll review it with you. And I also put up some 1-inch. Now, I do not recommend the 1-inch width of the ribbon for like triples because it's just too big. But you can do a beautiful single bow in 1-inch ribbon. The beauty of that is you get a beautiful, full, nice, pretty ribbon or bow, and you only use a short amount of your ribbon. So you can get an awful lot of them out of the 1-inch in a single bow. Once again, we'll look over those on Thursday. Okay, let's get going here.
I have a question on the Dove class kit. Will we be getting more of those in stock?
Look at the Dove class kit. I think what we probably have is, I believe we have the ones that say topper set, and we might be out of the ones that I already have the topper. If so, we can just move some of those and remove the kit. So if you want to look at that, we can repopulate that with some of the other ones. If that makes any sense.
It does not, but I'll make a note.
Okay. Well, I'll get those put back up for you on the Dove kit. I'm sure that we have more of those available in the in one style or the other, and it's an easy enough move to move them from one side to the other. So I will get more of the Dove kits put back up. And I actually stashed just a few of those, of these, I think they're called the inner panel cards, the inverse or inner panel. I've stashed a few of those, and Brittany said she could whip up some more of these kits for me. So yes, I know I can take care of you on the Dove kits. Good questions today, guys. Thanks. Keep them coming. I love answering your questions. You make me a happy person when you ask questions. Thank you. The lace on the Dove kit looks so real. Yes, it does. It absolutely does. And this is what she's talking about. It's a printed border, but it looks so real. It's so pretty. Which actually is a nice hint, isn't it? That if you wanted to get this kind of an effect, think about what you could do with some thin lace on your cards. You could make a card that looks an awful lot like this lace. Wouldn't that be fun? I did one once. I think it's still up out there somewhere. We were long sold out of the kit, but I did one once, a Get Well card, it showed a teddy bear in bed, and he wasn't feeling well. It was a get well card, and I wanted to make it look sweet and personal. I used real lace around the bed and on the pillow. Oh my gosh, it turned out so cute. So yeah, fun. I'll take a look at it, Andre, okay? One of the things that happens is I can't add to your order. That's for your protection, by the way. You know, we have it set so nobody can change the order that you send in. I can take something out, but I can't put something in. So we may need to do a separate order, but you don't have to pay a separate shipping charge because we have a way around that. If you place an order and you forget something and you want to do a separate order for that thing and not pay a separate shipping charge, what you will do is go ahead and place the order, choose local pickup, local Tigard pickup for your order, and then in the notes say, please combine this with my other order. That way you're not paying a separate shipping charge. And when we say the please combine, we'll know what you're doing, but you don't have to pay a separate shipping charge that way. Does that make sense what I'm saying? That's what I have people do. When you need to add something to your order, because I can't put it in your order, again, that's for your protection. We can't add anything to an order once it's been completed, but we can combine those orders and you can opt out of the shipping by simply saying, please combine in your comments, and we'll understand why you chose local pickup. So that is how we get around that. Okay? So Andrea, we'll get that kit set up for you, and then what you'll be able to do is just do a separate order. I'll link it in the newsletter for you, and you can do a separate order and say local pickup, so you're not paying a separate shipping charge. Okay? There we go. That's how we do it. We do our best to take care of you guys. We try really hard. And Ashley, isn't she wonderful? Ashley's who pulls our orders and ships them out. She is so good at her job. Yes. There is. Alice, if you accidentally order 2 of something and you only wanted 1, then email me before the order ships, before it shows shipped out, email me and I will take 1 out. I can take it out, I just can't put it in. So I can take 1 out. And then what I like to do, if it's okay with you, when I take something out like that, rather than messing with the credit card payment, I will usually just set up a store credit for the amount that you weren't using, because it's easier than adjusting the credit card payment. But Ashley is just the best. She is just the best. I love her. I have the best staff in the world. I really do. Brittany, Ashley, Margie comes in and helps out, and these guys are just the best. So we will always try to take care of you. We had a customer recently who her order arrived and the envelope was slit and everything was gone out of the envelope. You know, there's no question, guys. We're never going to question your integrity. We're going to say, okay, there was a problem. You didn't get what you were supposed to get, and we refilled the order. And that's exactly what we did. So if there's an insurance claim to be filed or something, you don't have to worry about that, other than occasionally I might ask you to answer a question for the U.S. Postal Service, but we file the claims. You don't even have to mess with that. So if you get something and it's damaged, if you get something, you get your order and something's not there, you just have to let me know. We take care of you. Why? Because that's how I want to be treated. And I want to do the same for you. Oh, yeah, Brenda received an empty box once. Yep. I still think my all-time favorite Postal Service story, and it was not, the Postal Service is getting some real flack right now. I'm not picking on the Postal Service. In fact, we rely a great deal on the U.S. Postal Service. You guys can see I'm just kind of trimming this up a little bit. I get talking and I don't pay as much attention as I want to, so I'm just making all my little white areas go away on here. But my favorite story is still a box that we shipped to UK one time, and it was during the Postal Service strike in United Kingdom. A customer received her box, and it had tire tracks on the box. The Postal Service employee ran over it with his truck. I got pictures of it. It was great. I didn't love that I had to replace the products because I didn't have the same insurance with the U.S. With the British Postal Service that I had with the United States Postal Service. But it still was pretty funny if you think about it that the Postal Service worker drove over the box. There was no doubt the tire tracks were right there. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Strange stuff happens in life sometimes, and you might as well laugh at it because it doesn't do any good to cry about it. Yeah, that's one of the things I appreciate about Ashley is that she packs your boxes with such great care. She is really concerned to make sure that when you get your products, they're in the same condition they were when she shipped them. If you ever have a problem, let us know. I mean, sometimes we get a product that's unexpectedly fragile, or, occasionally something weird happens. I had a new employee once, and she packed a box. I didn't realize that I had not told her to make sure that she wrapped the glitter separately. So this customer got her package, emptied it out on her bed, and the vial of glitter had come open in the package. So she dumped it on her bedspread. I was not very popular. I sent her new glitter, but it didn't make up for the fact that she emptied an entire vial of glitter on her bedspread. So we learned. We wrap glitter. Oh, she bubble wraps them now. Oh, that's awesome. She's great. She's great. And she's so conscientious about getting stuff right out the door. So I just love her. And Brittany, I'm so proud of Brittany and her yeah, glitter on a bedspread sounds like a great idea. Not such a great idea, really. Yeah, Brittany, I'm so proud of her. I can say this because she doesn't watch most of the videos. She will not even be in the room if I play one of her videos. But isn't she doing great with her What's New Wednesday? This is the shyest young lady you have ever met in your lifetime. It's hard for her to talk to a stranger. And yet, she's just getting cuter and cuter in those What's New Wednesday videos. I'm so proud of that. And she's speaking up, when we're in class like this. She, yeah, you enjoy watching her read upside down, I'll tell her. But she'll speak out now when we're having class. You can hear her in the background, Hi, Annette. How you doing, friend? Thank you. We do care. We really do. Yeah, she's very, very, very shy. Extremely shy. So when we first talked about What's New Wednesday, she was concerned that how long we've been doing those? It was kind of right at the beginning of the pandemic, right? Yeah, late February, early March. Brittany was concerned that sales weren't where they should be because my people are really conscientious, you know. And she was saying, Aunt Debbie, what can I do? You know, what can I do to help get you motivated, to help get things moving along in the store? You know, we just got to get these sales up. And I was saying, you know, there's only so much I can do in a waking day, and I'm pretty close to there. And she said, well, what can I do? I said, well, I've been thinking about this new thing, what's new, and you could help with that. And she said, oh, how can I help? I said, you could film those. Oh, I thought she was going to pass out. But she agreed to do it in the interest in the greater good. She agreed to do it, and she's been doing it ever since. And I love the job that she's doing with that. Yeah.
How are you doing on that card over there?
How am I doing on this card?
Yeah, not much instruction.
Well, these guys have seen this before. I covered my card. I put foam squares on the back.
Back of what?
On the back of my outside ring of my frame. Now I'm taking my glue bottle and running it around the inside of my frame because, as you've heard me say a couple times now, I've discovered that I like doing that rather than putting the glue on the back of here, because this little piece, when I put it on, I was always getting glue on the face of my frame, and I didn't like that. So now I put the glue inside. I just run my glue bottle around. It's very easy to do. I can do it while I'm talking, which is important because I talk a lot. And it glues it in perfectly without getting sloppy glue everywhere. So it's a good technique. The live stream classes, Alice, that's something we've been talking about doing for a long time, huh, honey?
Yes.
We've been talking for a year about doing the live stream classes, and it was a whole new learning venture. So we were pokey in getting it done. But then when the pandemic hit and we had to cancel all of our local classes, we all looked at each other and said, we're going to have to do something different. We're going to have to do something different for the store. And besides that, I was talking to all these people, all these friends across the country who were saying, now my family can't even come visit me. You know, I'm stuck here by myself. And I started thinking about what can we do to help all these people who are just kind of locked in their houses and not socializing. So we started one, and not only was it great for the people who were shut in, it was good for business. So we just did that. We added our second one, and I'm telling you, it has been great. And I don't anticipate, here's my foam squares on the back of this one, guys. I've got my frame up on foam squares, glued my inside ring flush to my card, just a few around the outside. Topper this size doesn't take very many. I have, 8 foam squares on the back of there. And I'm going to put this right in this little hole here. And we've got that all set up. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, that's pretty. And we're not going to stop doing our live streams because I'm having such a good time, and I think you're having a good time. It is good for business, so what's not to love here? Okay, so Darlene, you're agreeing that, yep. I'm so glad that we're able to do this for you then, Darlene, because I love doing it, and I get to talk to people. You know, just like you, I've got my family here, but I don't get to have any of my friends into the shop. And, you know, it's just so much more fun to craft with friends, isn't it? And it's so nice to chat with people all over the country. I just love you guys. Okay.
Answer Alice's question about town.
Alice, thanks for asking about Dad. Dad is doing great. He is doing so well. We're so proud of him, and it's so nice for us to have him here. We've been trying for some time to convince him he wanted to come and stay with us, and we were so tickled when recently he said, okay, let's just do this. So we did. Okay, you can see my tape here, but my glue is virtually, there's just a tiny speck of white there. I think it's okay to go ahead as long as it's predominantly dry. You really want your glue to be dry when you put your bow on. I'm going to move my tails out to the side on this one because I like the way in my sample card, let me show you that again. I just put my finger in that wet spot in the glue. I like the way my tails are on this one where I clipped them short and kind of did that whale tail. I like the way that looks there, so I'm going to do that again. And you'll recall we get that whale tail by forming a taco, folded at the bottom, the two open ends towards the top, and then I'm going to clip upward and towards the end of my ribbon to get that pretty whale tail. Or mermaid tail, I've heard it called that too. We can call it whatever we want. We want that little notch. He's not in here right now, but we'll tell him you said hi, Mary. Thank you for your greeting. I invited him. I think he got into watching some kind of news program. Or he may be snoozing a little. That happens too. It does love his naps.
At 88, he's entitled.
At 88, he's entitled. Yeah. I like my naps, and I'm not 88. Okay. Alrighty, I'm going to put this up here.
Avis has joined.
Hi, Avis. Welcome, friend. Okay. You know what I forgot, though? Let's see if I can lift that still. Yeah, it wasn't on tight yet. That's good. I want to put this on here kind of at an angle and put my tag on. I almost forgot. I kind of just stuck it where I thought it would look good. I'm going to put my tag like it's coming out from under that bow. So I'm going to put a little tape or glue. I'll just put a little glue. It's right here. Put a little glue on there and have that come right out from under that bow. Lots of people wonder how to use these tags, and this is my favorite way. Just make them look like they're coming out from under your bow, as if it's secured on there, if it's tied to the bow. There we go. First one done. Isn't that just a pretty card? Now, I have to admit, I think I did not include glitter in this kit. But I do think some little tasteful touches of glitter on here would be really, really pretty. So think about it. You could do that. It's also very, very pretty, just like it is. But that one's done. Let's go to our next one. Our next one, using this piece of cardstock, is this one. I'm going to do much the same thing. But we're going to start with covering our card. It's a smaller card. Alice, you could use gold, and that would be beautiful. But I really like that powdered iridescent glitter that I keep sending you in the kits. Yeah. Creative ways to use the narrower width? Yes. In fact, the best way, let me see. My favorite way to use that 1/4 inch, here's one of the cards we have coming up next week. My petals have kind of, just for the interest of, see the little, am I getting too close to see that clearly, honey, or am I okay?
No, that's fine.
Okay. I'm tying it off, and I used, I think, 4 loops on each side. Tied it off in the center. And how beautiful is that? And that is just great. If I didn't have this piece of border, which Hunkydory included in my kit, wouldn't it be pretty to just run a length of that ribbon and then suspend this bow and this tag from that length of ribbon too?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of ways right there to use that. Another fun thing to do, I'm reminded of it by looking at this one. Take a piece of that ribbon, the 1/4 inch ribbon, cut yourself a 1/2 inch strip of gold mirror board, run that ribbon and create your own border. So how's that sound? There's another use for that. When the topper is small or the ribbon is small, you just need to do things to make it bigger. So in this case, we're going to take that 1/4 inch ribbon, we're going to put it on a 1/2 inch piece of mirror board, and it will be a gorgeous border to match a bow that you've tied in the same color. And you're making the board, you're making the ribbon bigger. We're making the ribbon bigger by tying multiple loops. So that's how you do that. Just as when you're using a little tiny topper, here's one of those ones I just did. Here's a card I just made. I have a little tiny topper, but I got to do things to make it bigger. So by taking a small topper, mounting it on another size, and then putting all that on yet another size, I take that small topper and I make it bigger to carry the day. There's another one that I did that with. Oh, here. Here's another one where I've taken a small topper and I've made it bigger by taking 2 pieces of paper, turning it, and making a diamond, and then put my topper in the middle of that. That ends up making a bigger topper out of it. You see what I mean? You take the small one and you just make it bigger. Hi, Nancy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. When are the classes scheduled? Every Saturday at 3 o'clock Pacific time. Every Thursday at 4 o'clock Pacific time. And we hang out, we chat, we talk about lots of things, we answer questions, and while we're at it, we make some cards. So, welcome, Nancy. I'm so glad you're here with us. Okay. Let's work on this card. Now we're going to take one of our European A6. You guys know one of my favorite sizes. If you didn't notice it in the newsletter, I now have 50 packs, very reasonably priced, of these 300 GSM A6 cards. And you guys know that the reason I love European A6 is that I can get 4 toppers out of 1 sheet of cardstock. So when I'm using that printed cardstock that matches my toppers, I can really make them go far. I'm going to start by covering my card with my mirror board, as usual. Where are you from, Nancy? I usually put down 3 pieces of tape. I love my finger lift tape for all the reasons you've heard me say. Finger lift tape is so much easier to peel, and I don't have to waste money on tape runners. The measurement for an A6 Avis is 4 1/4 inches wide, 4 1/8 inches wide, and 5 7/8 inches long. So it's roughly a 4x6. And sometimes you buy European A6 and it is a 4x6. But I always advocate measuring your card. And if it happens to be too long to get 4 cards from a piece of your adorable scoreable, you can always cut down your card just a tad to still make that work for you. An American A6 varies. You see them, oh, that's a pin out of my ribbon. American A6 cards are larger, considerably larger, but the European A6 is 4 1/8 by 5 7/8 officially. Okay, now because I'm going to put this on top of my mirror board, and because I want to leave a nice border all the way around, I'm going to cut down my backer sheet here. And I know since that's 4 1/8, I'm going to be at the most, that's not straight, I'm going to work off my straight edge. At the most, I'm going to be 4 inches. So I'm going to cut this to 4, and I'm going to cut this to, I've got a little jagged edge there I'm going to get rid of while I'm at it. Okay. And so 5 7/8 is my official measure. I'm going to start with 5 3/4. I usually cut it a little bit bigger, and then I start working my way down. Well, see, I have a tiny, tiny border all the way around, but I want my border bigger than that, so I'm going to cut off a little more. I just advocate that you start small and work your way up. I'm going to go to 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. Then we're going to check it again. And I'm liking the way that looks. That's about what I want right there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that down. I'm going to be using some of my tape flags. Those of you who craft with us regularly know that to do a tape flag, I'm going to put tape on both sides of my card. I'll press my tape down good. Then I'm going to expose just an inch of adhesive. Or so. Nothing precise about this. And I'm going to lay this on top of my card and position it right where I want it. Because I only have a small amount of adhesive exposed, I can easily move it. I get it right where I want it, then I slide it around, and I get it right where I want it again. Get it right where you want it. Hold it firmly in my left hand, pull my flag from the right side, hold it firmly with my right hand, pull my tape from the left side, and I have a nicely framed card without that, oh no. Okay. All right. So we have our framed, oh, you know what I just did though? Okay, forget that I just did that. You know what I was supposed to do? I was supposed to wrap my ribbon around before I did that. Let me show you what we should have done. What do you suppose are the chances I can put a piece of cardstock over the top of that and have it work? I think we're going to find out what those chances are right there. Oh, I always have to have one flub. Guys, one of these days we're going to have my bloopers reel. Okay, I think I'm going to get away with this because they are the same color. I'm going to wrap my ribbon this time. How's that for an idea? Look how much ribbon I have left, by the way. More than enough to make an extra bow. We take care of you and our kits. I'm going to put my tape down on my ribbon. And I'm going to go right on top of it. Then I don't have to worry about it seeping with glue. I can just use my tape. And I'm going to peel off my tape. Really, I am. There we go. And I'm going to run my ribbon right down the center of my card. And I'm going to move it to the back. Now this ribbon here is thin enough that you don't have to worry about putting this up on foam squares. If the ribbon was thicker, I'd say we would actually put this onto our card using foam squares so you don't get a funny bump. But this ribbon is thin enough, I'm not going to get a funny bump anyway. So let's see how we do in putting this right on top of the other one. Yeah, lots of people have talked about cutting the center out of their mirri so that they can use that center for cutting out greetings and smaller mats and that kind of thing. I never take the time to do that here, but I don't know why you couldn't cut out the center with some rectangular cutting dies or even a craft knife. Just make sure you leave plenty of room for your border. I am going to have to take just 1 minute out, guys, and go off camera. Those of you who are working along, I'll let you get caught up. Not that you probably didn't get caught up while I was reworking my topper. I'm going to go off camera for just 1 minute. I'll be right back. Bryce will sing to you while I'm gone.
No, we won't. Now you're back.
Okay. Yeah, can you hear me now? I feel like those old Verizon commercials. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I would assume you can. Okay, good. Good, good, good. All right. Thanks for your patience with me. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, you know? I'm from Texas. Now you're in Utah. Well, welcome, Nancy from Utah. I don't think we had anybody on this call that's from Utah, did we, guys? I don't think so. That's awesome. Welcome, welcome. Yes, I did wash my hands. Thank you. We all got to do that regularly now, huh? Oh, boy. You know, you just never know when nature's going to say, no, I mean right now. And I knew you wouldn't let me get away with that. The older you get, the more unpredictable that is. That is so very true, Brenda. So true. Oh, embarrassing, but you know, I embarrass myself all the time, so what's the difference with this one? Oh. Too much Diet Coke, that's probably it. It'd probably be easier on me if it was Pepsi. Less carbonation. Oh, here we go with the Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi again. Oh, gosh. You guys are so funny. I love you guys. Okay, I'm going to go a little lower than center because I want to have room to put my tag up here. So I'm going a little lower than center. And once again, I'm going to grab my glue bottle. Coke regular. I get all buzzed out if I have the sugar and the caffeine. And I'm bouncy enough without having the extra stimulation. So the caffeine's bad enough. Okay, here we go. I'm going to glue my ring in. As you saw, once again, I ran my glue bottle around the inside of my ring so that I didn't have to put the ring on the glue right on my ring. Right into the center, we're going to pop this topper. Who bounces at 82? Oh. You guys crack me up. Well, I'm not any too bouncy at 61, but I get pretty wound out. Bryce will tell you, I'm fairly energetic and high-strung by nature, and even too much of my Diet Coke, I've had to resort to drinking half Diet Coke and half Diet Coke caffeine-free, or I just get too wound out to keep my family happy. Otherwise, I'm chatting 90 miles an hour. Bryce will ask me sometimes, how much Coke have you had today? Maybe a little much. Okay, I can tell my bow's ready because this is my tape pieces, but my bow is completely clear in the back. I know it's counterintuitive, guys, that you put this best glue ever on and you let it dry, but that's exactly what you do because it dries into a glue dot. So let it dry completely. You will not get satisfactory results. You will not like the results of it if you use it while it's still wet. I'm going to clip my whale tails again. Once again, I'm making my little taco, folding it in the bottom, and my edges are towards the top. I'm clipping outward at an angle towards the end of my ribbon. Make my taco on the other side, clip it upwards and out towards the end of my ribbon. I've got my pretty bow in place now. All these little tips are included in our bow class. Make sure you get in there if you haven't been in there. If you're in there and you need a refresher, this is the time, because it might be a little while before we do the next ones. I keep saying that, but then I hear that people need it, and I say, oh, okay, well, let's do it again. Because I'm kind of a soft touch. You probably figured that out. Oh, you guys talking about bouncing. Okay. This time I'm going to say Joyous Noel. That's on the bottom of my punch-out sheet. I want to put a few foam squares on here. And this is just going to be beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I love this kit. It's really got the most gorgeous colors in it. This is one that when I saw it in the pictures on the Hunkydory website, I thought, it's okay. It's okay. And then when I made it up, I said, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Must be a class. Okay. And here we go, guys. This is card number 2. How pretty is that? Oh my gosh, really pretty. Looks like you got the topper just a little higher on the other one. I don't have a preference of one over the other. I think they're both pretty. Okay, that's finished. Now let's go to the one that I've been looking forward to because it is the one where we're going to get 4 cards out of one topper sheet. 4 cards. Can you believe it? 4. Okay. Let's see. They're going to lay out like this. This is how we're going to get 4 out of 1. So, with 3 of these, I have used mirror board on my cards. With 1 of them, I did not. So I'm going to want to make sure that I cut the one I did not use mirri behind first. Make sense? Because this one's going to have to be maybe just a tiny bit wider than these others, because I've got room to spare, okay? So we're doing this one next. I'm going to get my A6 card out. Thank you, Darlene. We're going to put our tape down. Mary said she tried to get Bryce to do a card while I was gone. Well, you've seen him do his Debbie impression. If you haven't seen it, it's out there, and Bryce isn't going to like me for this. Be sure that you check that out if you haven't already seen it. I thought Bryce was going to kill me for putting that video up when he was testing the equipment and doing his Debbie impression. But since he got more likes than I usually get, and more views than I usually get, he decided it was okay. He's not at all competitive, mind you. He cut off the sound, didn't know what he was. Two.
To do, I guess.
I'm not sure what that says, Darlene. He cut off the sound.
I did shut the sound off.
He did shut the sound off, probably so we couldn't hear him sing. There are 2 things that Bryce and I have, well, one of the things that Bryce and I have in common, neither one of us should sing to you. It's true. And you know, it's so unfair because I love singing. I remember the words to songs. I can quote the words of songs that I heard as a kid. I love singing, but I have I am so close to tone deaf. It's terrible. I know what it should sound like, I just can't make it sound that way. I think I probably told you guys this before, but I'm not sure I have. If a song comes on the radio and I start to sing, Lauren will say, Mom, who sings this? And I'll tell her, and she'll say, oh, let's listen to them, shall we? Her way of saying, you should not be singing, Mother. Oh, Darlene says, oh, you can sing. We can control the volume. That's funny. Clear card storage bags in your email. Yes, absolutely. I will do that for you. Clear card storage bags. There's a link in the newsletter. I will get it for you. Anything you guys want to see linked in the newsletter, you tell me and I will put a special link in for you. I can also tell you where they are just for future reference, but I know that our store is huge and it has categories and subcategories and subcategories of subcategories. So low we can't hear. Thanks, sing solo. Yes, exactly. You can find the clear bags for the cards. A clear bag usually is sized, I buy the sizes that will fit one card and the envelope together in a clear bag, which is really nice when you're giving them as gifts. You know you're a bad singer when your grandson puts finger to your lips and says, no, no, Nana. We just listen to it, we don't sing it. Okay, yeah, okay. There's yet another thing we have in common, Annette. Annette wrote to me and said, I know we're twins, I just know it, because how many people have goats as pets? If you don't know what I mean, watch our last video. We have the whole story of the goats. Yes. And Annette had a goat. And I'm trying to remember what your goat's name was. It was really cute. What was your goat's name? Oh, you belong in our choir also, Brenda? Well, maybe one of these days we ought to do a Zoom and we'll actually sing to our birthday gals and guys, and it will go down in history, I'm sure. Way down in history. Pappy, that was it. That's such a cute name for a goat. Yep, and Ed had a goat named Pappy. Was your goat as mischievous as Milo is?
Do you know yesterday, speaking of your mischievous goat, Brittany had all the Hunkydory boxes stacked up downstairs, and Milo was out in the backyard eating weeds. He wandered over and he was pushing her Hunkydory boxes over.
Oh. Can you guys hear Bryce? He had Milo out in the yard yesterday. The big Hunkydory shipment finally came in. Yes, you're going to see all kinds of Hunkydory stuff listing very, very soon. Tons of Hunkydory, lots and lots of it. Anyway,
They all said yes.
Oh, could you hear Bryce?
They said yes.
Okay, all right. Lots of Hunkydory coming, guys, including those poinsettia kits I told you about. Okay, this is a two-piece frame, and I kind of like the way this looks recessed.
Hold it toward the camera.
I kind of like the way this looks recessed. It kind of looks like you're looking at a window frame or picture frame that stands out from the picture. So I'm just going to glue this part flush to my card. Yes, I am teasing you. Kim wants to know if you gave him a mommy frown. I didn't see him do it, but I'm sure Brittany gave him a talking to about it. Oh, Milo, he is a mischievous little guy. I told you, when he was in the house, he'd reach up and grab my stuff off the table the second I stopped talking to him. I was like, don't ignore me. You cannot ignore the goat. I have enough ribbon left, guys, that if I wanted to, I could do the, do you see it now? Oh, these guys must be shrinking too. I didn't find it. Okay, anyway, I have enough ribbon left. I could tie another bow for this one if I wanted to. Okay, let's punch this top around. It looks beautiful without a bow, by the way, but I could put a bow on here if I wanted to. I'm going to put this up on squares. I think I told you I'd tell you where to find the clear bags. Under Hunkydory, below cards and envelopes, you'll see clear bags and boxes. That's where you find them on our website. Go to Hunkydory, then go to clear bags and boxes, and that's where you find it. But I'll link them for you. Depending on the brand, you either get 50 or 100 per pack, so a package will go a ways for you. Although when we're making Christmas cards, you can go through 50 pretty quick. Okay, there we go. Number 2 is done. Let's go to number 3. Let's go ahead and cut this off here. Go ahead and straighten up my cut while I'm at it. And I'm going to just go ahead and trim this up a bit more. Okay, that's 5 7/8. I'm going to go ahead and go to 5 5/8 since I know that I'm going to put this on a piece of mirror board. I'm going to start at 4. I'm going to check it, and then I'll decide whether to trim it more. Okay. Here we go. All right. I love how you guys help each other with the shopping and stuff too. That's awesome. You guys are just the best. You know? You're just the best. That's all I can say. Okay, still checking out. I'm almost done with my roll of tape. And I think I've almost concluded that we're going to go ahead and put 2 sizes of this tape in the store. We have this one, the wider one. This wider one is a half, let's see, was that right? Actually, I don't want to quote, I don't want to get quoted. It's just wider. The paper's wider and so is the tape. Let me look at it down. I'm going to say it's probably a 1/2-inch piece of actual tape when it actually goes down. And so it must be like a 3/4-inch paper and a 1/2-inch tape. So I'm going to go ahead and list some of this on the store if you want to try it. One thing I really like about this brand is, well, it takes some getting used to that it's wider. I love the way it comes off. The paper lifts really nicely from the tape. It's maybe a little easier to peel even than the Hunkydory is because it releases better. Yeah, some of what's in this shipment from Hunkydory is we have the poinsettia set. Okay, I've covered my card with my mirri. And my borders are pretty good if I wanted something that narrow, but it's a little too narrow. I think I'm going to go ahead and trim just a bit, tiny bit off the end. And then I'm going to trim a tiny bit off the top. I'll check it again. Okay. And a little tiny bit more off the top. There we go. That's just where I want it. Okay, we'll go ahead and tape this in place. Alrighty. Alright. Make my tape flags, which I can still do even with this wider tape. Put it down on my card. Get my margins right where I want them. And I think that's pretty good. Pull my flags out, nicely centered. Get my little embellishment pack here, where I'm going to find my season's greetings. In my case, it's going to say Merry Christmas, and my red jewel dazzles. Oops. Oh, that was an ornament at the end. There's Mary. Okay, got my Mary. Remember, these are the kind of the pearlescent finish stickers, guys. And these tend to be a little bit more fragile. They don't necessarily have to if you're really careful, but they can tear when you take them off. Don't be upset with yourself if that happens. Just put it on in 2 pieces. It will work out just fine. Mary. Get my Christmas. I'm not going to do it on purpose, but it could happen when I take mine off. One thing I really like about these stickers, these are from Find It Trading. One thing I really like, no, is it? Yeah, Find It Trading did these. One thing I really like about them is they're fairly stiff. So once you get it off, it kind of holds its shape while you put it on, which is kind of nice. Now we know that I could do this with transfer tape. I didn't happen to do it with transfer tape this time, but I could have.
I have a question and then a tip.
Abby, have you noticed any of the toppers, those to tags or gift card holders, that would lend themselves well to tags or gift card holders? Let me think about it, Kim. Are you talking about Christmas specifically? Darlene, do you mean when you're to wet your fingers when you're trying to release the sticker? Is that what you're talking about?
I believe so, because that was when her comment came in.
Oh, okay. Let me look, Kim, and see if I can see some. I will tag it in the newsletter if I find something that I think would be really fun for that. I'm thinking that we have, if we still have them, there was a really fun set that had lots of little toppers. I think it was like the 12 Days of Christmas from last year had a multitude of little toppers on it. But let me look and see what I can find for you, okay? There we go. I'm just using the sharp blade of my scissors to kind of lift that one and get my 3 jewel dazzles in a row. I don't know why that works so well, but anytime I feel like I just need a little something extra, that tends to be a good technique for that. If you have the jewel drops because you did the cow card, or if you just have jewel dazzles or stickles, these little berries in the bows can be really fun with just a tiny dot. Now, if you're using the Nouveau drops, be cautious about the fact that if you put wet dots one right next to the other, they will turn into one single dot. I don't know if you can see it here. I learned that on this card. So you either have to wait for one to dry before pouring the next, or space them out just a little bit, or just use one. But I don't know if you can see that very well on camera. Here I had 3 of them side by side, and they kind of ended up being one triangular dot. But they do, the additional texture's nice if you decide you want to do that. Stickles, I think you could put stickles right where you wanted it and it would stay. The Nouveau drops are also very useful and a very different effect, but they can run together. Okay, so here's this one done. Sample and new one. Next, we have 2 cards left, guys. They're both pretty quick ones. That's why I scheduled this on Saturday, though, because on Thursday nights I try to keep the class a little shorter, knowing that for some of you it's getting late. So I'm going to make this 3 7/8 by, let's see, what part do I want to cut off? I'm going to cut off, I'm just trying to decide whether I want to cut it from this side or this side. This little area here, I think, could lose a little without being hearted on. Hi, Laura. Welcome, welcome. Yes, we do. Thank you for asking. We do sell the cards that we are demonstrating. We either sell the individual supplies or we sell class kits that have all of the materials that we're showing. But you don't have to buy anything. You are also welcome just to hang out with us, socialize, watch some card making techniques, because we are always on the lookout for new crafty friends. So welcome, welcome. It's nice to have you with us. So what we're working on today, Laura, is a topper set from a company in Europe called Hunkydory Crafts. Happens to be my favorite. We have in our store, simplyspecialcrafts.com. We have a huge selection of card supplies from Hunkydory Crafts because they just make up so very pretty. And it's a fun and easy way. Oh, good point. Yes. I did intend to put mirri on here, although I have to say it actually looks pretty good without it too. But I think with this gold in here, it will be even prettier with. Thank you, Alice, for keeping me straight. And Darlene said, yes, Hunkydory, and I think I own a lot of it. I think we can all say that, Darlene. But, you know, I can't be responsible if they keep coming out with new and pretty things that we all have to get. So there you go. I will admit, though, that I stay awake nights finding ways to tempt you guys. I'm not even going to pretend I don't do that. Our classes are every Saturday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific time, so whatever that equates to you. And on Thursday nights at 4 o'clock Pacific time, whatever time that means for you. If you look, don't leave now, but when class is over, if you look on the homepage for our YouTube, you'll see the classes we have coming up. And for each of those classes, if you're interested in it, like I said, you're under no obligation to purchase anything. But if you want to, there are work-along class kits available, and you can make these cards at the same time that we're making them on screen. It's working, the temptation, I think. And Mary says, yes, my mail lady's going to get a Christmas card for bringing me all these boxes. Well, good. Because our mail carriers, they need a little TLC, don't they? I think I need to give Christmas cards to my box guys, too, or the UPS and FedEx, because they are here quite regularly, as well as our mail carrier. Okay, so we've covered it with Mary. Thank you for that reminder, Alice. You are so sweet. You take good care of me, friend. Okay, I'm going to put this one on here. That's very pretty topper. So, put my tape flags on it. Our mail carriers, they work really hard and they tend to get kind of a bad rap, don't you think? I mean, they're out there, COVID or no COVID, and other things, just doing their jobs, you know, helping us out, keeping the mail going. They deserve some pats on the back, I think. Maybe not the mail carrier in Europe that ran over the package, but most of them. Don't do as I just did. I almost put it on upside down, but I caught myself in the nick of time. Would have had to be one of those easel cards. Those easel cards turn out really good, though. Don't let me give them a bad rap. They actually, I've done it on purpose now, because they're cute. What?
Darlene's comment.
Oh, I love my rainbow mirri so much. It'll be part of my estate. Okay, there we go. We've got our card made. All we need now is to add our topper. And as I said, some either Nouveau drops or some stickles would be a really nice addition to this. Or, if you want to, get that quickie glue pen out and add some wonderful light touches of glitter. That would be most beautiful as well. Oh, I love you guys. You're so funny. I should sell those easel blanks. I'll show you how to make them for free. What to do when you mess up your card. Make an easel, a reverse easel. It's great. No sense buying them. They're easy enough to make. Yeah, you need one of those glue pens. I'm telling you, this is a great investment. What is it? $2.99, I think. And these are spectacular. They really are. And, you know, you can see it in mine, maybe.
No.
Can you see it?
No.
You can see the glue line? You can't see the glue line? Really?
No.
Oh, it looks so bright from here. You can use these clear to the bottom. I mean, they last really well. And there's no waste there. Now I'm learning to throw away cards from before. Oh, don't throw them away, just rework them. Rework them. Add some additional little sparkles, gems, and other fun things. And that is like the best glitter, isn't it, Mary? In fact, Margie was packaging up glitter the other night for our next card kits to go out. She said, what are we going to do when we run out of this? I said, I'm going to go on a mad search to find out who made it and buy more, because I love that glitter. There we go. There's card number 5, guys. Card number 6 coming up. One more piece of gold mirror board in your kit. One more card blank in your kit. So much paper, etc. I could throw away every other card I made. Okay, here we go. Gonna cover a card. 3 strips of tape. I don't measure my tape. I don't cut my tape. I tear it right off the end of my card. Our card blanks are heavy enough to hold up just fine to that kind of treatment. Peel my tape. I don't care if it's not straight on here. It doesn't matter. It's getting covered up. So I just do this part quickly. The gold mirri really matches nicely with the gold foiling in these card kits, and even with the gold ink that they used on the other side where they didn't foil it. It's really beautiful. Okay, putting my mirri down on my card, flipping it over, trimming around my card blank. We don't measure if we don't have to. Sometimes we have to measure, like the piece that goes on top of here. But we're not going to waste time measuring things that don't have to be measured. We're just going to use our long blade scissors and lop them off. Here's our last card blank. We'll hold it up and see what needs to be trimmed, and the answer is pretty much everything. Okay, so I'm going to go to 3 7/8 since that seems to be the right measure for these. And I'm going to go to 5, just a little over 5 5/8. So let's go to the right measure. I almost cut it an inch too short. That would have been bad. Okay, this is really not too far off the length I want. Let me check this. Top and bottom are good. Length is still a little long. I made it a little extra long just to make sure that I wasn't getting too carried away. Trim it up. There we go. That's looking good. Put it down with some tape flags. How many of you guys are working along today? Is our pace good? That's a good question, Kim. Sometimes it does show smudges, and if you need to, especially if you have a lot of mirror board showing, if it's just around the edges, it's no great shakes. But I have one of these microfiber cloths like you use on your glasses. If you don't have one of these, we actually have one in the store under Scrap Perfect, and you can just run right along and wipe off any fingerprints. These are great at picking up oils. They're good on your photographs to take the fingerprints off photos. They're great for cleaning your glasses. I cleaned my glasses with this purple one right before class started today. So there's a multitude of uses for them. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put my topper on here. I'm going to peel the right side. I'm going to peel the left side. I got that just a little off, but I'm going with it. Because as I said before, once we put it down, you can cover it up, or you can cut the face of your card, or you can trim other things down, but I do not recommend lifting things off once you put it down with tape. I'm going to get my topper for this, which is this pretty little one right here. Oh, I thought for a minute Brittany forgot her rhinestones, but she didn't. They're still in my bag. Okay, this time I'm going to glue my ring right in place where I want it. Oh, that's not a triple. Never mind, I'm sitting here trying to separate layers that weren't there. I'm going to position this so that one of these fainter stars is at the top, because I'm going to put rhinestones there. So I want one of my rhinestones right at the top. Get my glue bottle out. I'm going to glue this, maybe. I hate to do this, guys. I'm going to leave just a minute again. Is my speaker on?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm back again.
Questions while you were gone?
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Nancy?
Snowflakes that are in the Dove kit separately? Yes, we do. Let me link those for you in the newsletter. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to put this right in the middle, centering it side by side, and in the middle, I'm going to put some foam squares under here.
Nancy asked, where do you get the boxes? She means the ones you put gift cards in.
The boxes for gift cards. The clear boxes, by any chance? I have clear boxes for gift cards. Or I also sometimes make my own using the Adorable Scoreboard. If you'd like to, we could probably do a little tutorial on making card boxes. If you think that might be fun, I can put that on the schedule, guys, if you want me to. Using the Adorable Scoreboard. I don't know how many of you have that, but I have clear boxes that you can put a set of gift cards in. We can make our own boxes with the Adorable Scoreboard. Or one of the things that I do, I don't know if I have one in here now, is after Christmas, usually, I buy a bunch of those Christmas boxes that look like books. I buy a bunch of those up from the craft stores when they get them on a really good discount. I'll buy those up, and that's what because I give my parents and my mom and my sister and my sister-in-law and a bunch of friends cards as Christmas gifts, all occasion cards to last them all year. And I will put those, I put some foam squares behind this and raise this up in the middle. I will give those in those big boxes. So I have hundreds of adorable scorables. So yes, another use for this paper. Okay, Darlene, I'll put it on the schedule. Okay, and Mary has an adorable scoreboard. Okay, let me get a class on the schedule then using the Adorable Scoreboard. That is a really neat tool for doing your for box making. You can use it either as a regular scoreboard from one direction and a box making scoreboard from the other. So it's a nifty tool in that respect. As a scoreboard, when used as a scoreboard, I actually, I got the adhesive off of that one. I usually use one of my other scoring tools as a regular scoreboard, but for box making, the Adorable Scoreboard is perfect. Well, I just stuck that rhinestone in the glue upside down. Now that was useful. I have the scoreboard from Crafter's Companion. That'll get you through. Okay, it's a deal, guys. I'm going to put a class on one of the Saturdays for using the Adorable Scoreboard to make boxes. It's a deal. Okay. I have one of those Crafter's Companion ones too. Maybe we'll do. I have to confess I'm not as good with that one because I haven't used it as much, but I'll take a look at it and see if it's possible to do that using both. You know, one way and one the other. The Memory Keeper's board is just a standard scoreboard. You'll be fine. You'll just have to modify the measures just a little for the making the box top larger. So we'll talk about that when we do the class, depending on which scoreboard you're using. If it doesn't already have the built-in measures like the Adorable scoreboard does, then you just have to alter your measurements just a tad to make the top of the box. You'll see that 2 of my rhinestones came off the glue backing when I peeled them from the sheet. I just put a tiny little dab of glue under them. They'll hold us fine. Okay, I'm going to put this pretty little corner on one side. This corner is from Sticker King, the Flourishes sheet. I love that sheet because it has all kinds of just... What? You dialed 911. Bryce accidentally dialed 911 on my phone, on his phone when he was putting in the setting. Hopefully the police don't show up here shortly and wonder what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to put a little rhinestone in the center, right in the center of this little flourish. So if you like this flourish, take a look at the flourishes sheet from Sticker King. It's going to be under what's it under? Borders, corners, and accents category under peel stickers. Something came up on my screen. Oops. I don't think your 911 operator will respond. Ours might. Now when I put on this Merry Christmas, I'm going to try to position this just so that it kind of resembles a Christmas tree just a little bit. I don't know if it does or it doesn't, but that's the effect I'm looking for. So I'm going to center my Christmas under my Merry, and then I'm going to center my jewel, my gem, up above it in a way to kind of create a triangular effect, maybe a little bit like a Christmas tree. So there's my Merry and my Christmas. I'm going to put my gem just above here. I just kind of create just a little bit of an impression of, just a triangular impression, just because it's Christmas and why not? Why not? Okay, so there we go. There's the 2. This one looks a little brighter here because I put some Nouveau drops there. This one. It's pretty. These are some nice ideas for what you could do to kind of fill in those spaces too. Now another option would have been to use like some gold jewel dazzles here, but I wanted something that had a little bit more dimension. That's why I landed on doing these 2 little things here in the corners. So we've got these cards finished. Let's take a look at what's coming up. I've done more new things since I saw you last. Let me slide all of my mess out of the way. I'm not sure at this point that all of these will be class kits. Brittany kind of gets to decide what will become a class kit. But since you guys were asking about the Joy, the Peace on Earth set earlier, here's the Peace on Earth. We saw this one a little earlier.
A little more from the camera. Thank you.
This is one. This is another. I kind of pulled a sneaky on this one and turned the corner of the cardstock into a shaker card. This one's on your schedule and coming up. Here's the acetate snowflakes you were asking about earlier. I used an acetate snowflake to make this topper bigger and fill this space a little more because just this topper here, it looked a little plain, so I was looking for something to fancy it up a bit. Here's the fourth card in that set. This is coming up soon. I don't have the schedule committed to memory. The calendar's on the other side of the table, if you wouldn't mind grabbing it, hun. Okay, let me show you. I love these. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a kit. I absolutely love this set. I'm really happy with them. I don't think I've shown you this one yet, but I might have. The Juggling Penguins.
It's next weekend.
The which?
Peace on Earth.
Peace on Earth. This one is coming up next Saturday. I know that our bow making is this coming Thursday. If you haven't taken that, do yourself a favor, guys. Take that class. You will enjoy it.
And then September 3rd is clocks.
September 3rd is going to be the clock class. This one isn't on, the snowman isn't on the schedule yet, is it?
Snowman is the 5th.
This is going to be the 5th on a Thursday.
On Saturday.
This is going to be on Saturday the 5th, the snowman. I'm missing a card from this one. Oh, there it is. I'm not sure if that one's on the website or not yet. All the ones that are currently on the website will be in your newsletter today. I think this might be in the downloads. I'm not certain yet. Now this one I know I haven't shown you yet. I made this on brown bag card. Craft cardstock. Here's that little card we talked about earlier. And here's our deer. I actually used 2 colors of craft card. This one is on the schedule coming up. This is the card I showed you earlier with the thin bow. I love this set. Oh my gosh, it's so rich and beautiful. This will be coming up. The kits are out there and available for those of you who want to work along. These kits are so reasonable, guys. You won't believe how reasonable these kits are. Trying to remember which one it is that we just did. The kit is $11. And that's with the topper set, or $7 without the topper set. Such a good deal. Some of these may be part of the download. It may be in classes. If it gets scheduled as a class, you'll see it in the class kits available. I love this one. I used the Nouveau drops on this one, on all the little light bulbs. This one. This one. And I told you about this one. It's yet to determine. As long as I can get these musical notes, we will have this available as a class kit. This is the Rockin' Robin kit from Santa and Friends. Tweet yourself this Christmas. Look at this one. This is our Rockin' Robin. He had to have a rocker card. I had to do it. How do I get anything done? This is a shaker card, and I added musical notes to the shaker. Season's tweetings.
Say hello to Kelly.
Hey, Kelly. Welcome, welcome. I didn't see Kelly. Where's Kelly? Oh, hi, Kelly. She just stopped in. Okay. Here's Enjoy the Festive Season. I gotta show Kelly this card if she didn't see it. Look at this one, Kelly. A rocker card for a rockin' robin. And then I had a piece of cardstock left, and I had this magnificent new lacy snow die. Yes, it will be listed soon. And I had to turn this beautiful background piece of card into something beautiful just because I had it left over. So I included it as one of the cards I finished, giving me 6 cards from the Rockin' Robin set. And I showed you the deer already. I think that's it.
Yep.
I think that's what I have to show you today. I have another really fun thing that we're going to be doing in a class. These are the penny sliders I told you about. We're going to make a class out of making penny slider cards, and they're great fun. It actually, you'll have moving elements on the card. So, great fun. That's coming up soon. Hey, I got to keep you guys out of trouble. We can't have you out dancing on the bars, you know? Who has pennies? That's probably true. I probably got all your pennies, but they're, anyway. Hi, Deborah. So, anyway, just that's it for now. Thursday is our bow making class. If you have not taken that class, be there for sure. Get your kit, get your bow maker. The kit is a most awesome deal. I know it's highway robbery that they charge $25 for this tool, but they do. This tool is $25 by itself, or you can get the whole class, including $20 worth of ribbon and 2 hours of my time, and the stuff to make bow pins, and we'll make a card, and it is $30 for the class. So it's a great deal for this class, and you will love it. We will learn to make the triples we made today. We'll learn to make those bows using the thin ribbon. We'll learn to make pretty single bows out of the 1-inch ribbon. Excellent, excellent class. The most popular class that I teach by far. I teach it more often than anything else. So get the bow making class if you haven't been in it. And thank you guys for being here. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of them, give me the thumbs up. That's my attaboy to say, I like what you're doing and I want to keep seeing them. That's my encouragement. If you have questions, email me and let me help you with things. And we will, let's see, we'll be back at 4 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to our channel. And if you're not on our newsletter, do yourself a favor and get on the newsletter, because I have a huge load of Hunkydory here, and there's going to be a coupon code this week. So please, please, please sign up for the newsletter if you didn't do that yet, because you're going to have value in the very first newsletter, I promise you. So,
can you explain where the thumbs up is?
The thumbs up button is right under your screen. See where it says live stream work along class, Hunkydory 2020 under the tree? Just to the right of that is a thumbs up. You know, remember the Romans did thumbs up and thumbs down they die, thumbs up they live. Let me live, guys. Oh, it's always fun to hang out with you. So we will see you on Thursday. Thanks for hanging out with me on this Saturday. I always appreciate it. We'll see you on Thursday.